Are we live? Are we already on? Yes, guys, we are live. Beautiful. I just have to get a few things sorted out. Let's see how that goes. All right. So apparently, YouTube does have this feature, that enables you stream vertically and horizontally. So I wouldn't know how that's going to play out here today. Yes, because if I'm sitting here right now, the vertical stream shows the PC, which I have on display, and it shows, myself, but the horizontal display, which is on desktop or computer, shows me and the PC, but vertical mode, the only thing I see is just a little bit of myself and a little bit of the PC. I wouldn't know how to fix that, but hopefully this is something that still needs to be clear. I really thought that there's going to be a possibility for me to adjust the frame on the vertical stream, but apparently there's nothing like that. So what that will mean is that I'll have to possibly put the PC just in the middle like that, so that on mobile I will be kind of visible, right? Guys, give me some few minutes. I'm still trying to check out some few stuff, see how that works. Okay. I even noticed something now that the two streams, you can actually pause the mobile stream, and then when you start again, it's just going to be kind of delayed. Right. This is, there's a learning curve to this. So what I'm possibly going to do is just to, stream right now only on the horizontal, which is only on desktop. So I might have to change the setting right there. Stream setting, horizontal and vertical, just horizontal, so that I do not get distracted, by the vertical stream thing. But definitely, I'm going to be trying that next time and seeing exactly what is the best positioning for my, the PC as well as myself, so that you all can see me live and clear. Guys, if you are joining the stream, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you are not subscribed to the channel, this is the best time you want to subscribe, because I've got something really cool for you guys today. See, I already covered this PC on my channel. If you go to the Hardware Money channel just here, let's do that. If you go to the Hardware Money channel right here, these are the the videos we've made for. See, that's the PC here. That's the Lenovo ThinkStation. Where is it again? That's Lenovo ThinkStation P330. I did cover this PC in depth, and in this particular video, I was just telling you that, yes, this is a PC for the future. This PC is kind of future proof. Can you trust this Workstation 2025? Absolutely yes, because this PC, this is actually my work machine. I have this workstation right now. I'm streaming from this machine, and this is one PC that I have seen, I have used myself, and I can pretty much tell you for free that it's one PC that you can actually, get, or one workstation or one ThinkStation that you can actually get, and you are not going to be disappointed. See, if you go to the Hardware Money shop right here, I'm just going to go there. This PC has not been listed. I keep using PC Workstation. It doesn't matter. I hope you get what I mean. It has not been listed on the Hardware Money shop. If you go there, you kind of see some tablets, some iPads, HP decks, HP. I really think I need to, set up this horizontal and vertical stream, because that's the only way people can actually click. Because on mobile, you actually have, okay, no longer possible to select that. I just can't select the horizontal scale. It doesn't matter. You see, I have not listed this on the Hardware Money shop. Like you can see, there are just a few pieces. This is not to mean that this is all we have on the Hardware Money shop. From time constraint, I have not been able to actually go ahead, to list these items. All right. But this one right here, I felt like is something I wanted to talk about. It's a beautiful PC, and you might be missing out if you are not considering this PC right now. But then if you go on to the Hardware Money shop on eBay, which is pretty much where a lot also happens. It's kind of lagging here, so I'm just waiting. All right, this PC is already there, and this is the workstation right there. You have the possibility to actually select different types of but right now we just have the 2 GB of DDR4 version, and the SSD you can go ahead, they do the 256 GB NVMe SSD, or the 512 GB NVMe SSD, as well as the 1 TB NVMe SSD. See, you have the option to do everything you want to do. If you want to add a HDD drive right there, this is a 3.5-inch HDD. Don't worry, I'm going to be opening the PC later. You have the option to include a 1 TB or a 500 GB HDD, depending on what you see fit. And then there are some people that will say, look, my PC, I do not want to use cable connections. I'm just okay if the PC has, a wireless LAN card included. You also have the opportunity to select that right there. See, this is exactly what I have here on my desk. This is one portable PC. Take a look at it. Even though it's a tower PC, this is not being cleaned. It's looking very dusty, but don't let that distract you, because ultimately, before this PC is going to go to the Hardware Money shop, we are going to make sure that the PC, gets cleaned. All right. I'm just going to try to open a window here because I might need to take a look at some few stuff. All right. Give me 1 minute. All right. So that's the PC I have right here. I actually have two variations of this PC. The first one actually has an Intel Core i7-9700, 9700K processor. This is one PC that I know that a lot of people kind of want to have because of the strength of this processor. All right. Of course, there's also the variant that comes with an i7-8700. But then this one right here on my eBay shop actually has, the 9700K processor. This is one processor I can highly recommend. Strong, decent, gives you the ability to do a lot of stuff. If you want to go ahead and slap in a comparable graphic card on this PC right here, this is my own particular PC. I have here an NVIDIA Quadro, I think, and I'm going to open it pretty much soon. Just give me a minute. But on this particular PC, you stand the chance to get an NVIDIA Quadro P2000 graphic card paired with this, bad boy here. This PC, like I said, is one PC that you can use for work. You can use it for your study. I use it for editing videos. In fact, I have the 8700 processor, but this one right here on this shop listed, it's in 9700K. It even has a better, performance in terms of, strength, in terms of what you can do with it. I have an NVMe SSD installed, and fun fact again, I do have two pieces of this PC for myself. This is the one that is hooked up to my Drucker in Gemma printer, and this one right here on which I'm streaming is the one that like my workhorse, and this is what I use, my daily driver. I use it for my YouTube videos, use it for my my listing on my platforms on Hardware Money shop, everywhere. This is actually my daily driver, and this PC right here has been listed. If you want to go ahead and check it out, the ultimate idea is that I am going to go ahead and list it on the Hardware Money shop right here, so that you will have the opportunity, to actually, just go onto the Hardware Money shop, like you can see there, click on it and buy it. All right. But then if you are an eBay person and you feel like you are more comfortable buying things on eBay, we also have this PC listed right here on eBay. But then if you're on mobile as I'm making this trim, you can actually have the opportunity, to click on the basket, but right now I do not have the option to do the vertical stream anymore, but it doesn't matter. But you can actually, because of the new feature that YouTube has brought out, you can click on the little basket, close to the end of the mobile phone, just right there somewhere, to take you to the hardware money shop, where you also have the opportunity to buy it. You see, good things like this do not tend to last for so long. A lot of people will be looking at this offer. Right now, you see, from what eBay tells me, I already have 5 people taking a look at this offer in the last 24 hours. That means that, look, it might be sold any moment from now. Take a look at the picture right there and the physical PC. It's a beautiful PC, and if you are looking for something cute, you are not so sure what to go for, of course there are so many workstations out there, but in my own humble opinion, this is the one workstation I really do think gives you the opportunity, to do everything. A USB 2.0 port is installed. I mean, it has, if you are still in the 2.0 phase of things, the HDMI port is just right there at the back. I'm just going to try to flip it over. I'm not going to be able to play around with this PC, otherwise it's going to destroy my tables, but permit me, I'm just going to kind of gently flip it over. The HDMI port, is there, like you can see, and the display port, the beautiful thing is that, it has the possibility of 4 display ports on the graphic card, and on the main board, you also have 2 display ports. So there are a lot of things you can actually do with this PC. Of course, the NVIDIA Quadro P3000, I think, has the mini display port. If you are opportune to buy this PC, of course, you're going to be getting the accompanying cable that you need, which is the mini display port to display port. Cable has an RJ45 LAN port, which you can also see right there. PS2 port, I don't know who still uses that, but somehow, somewhere, this one doesn't have it, but you might be fortunate because we have quite a number of these PCs. Some does have the PS2 port and some doesn't. USB 3.1 port, 6 of them. Guys, I'm not kidding you. You have a lot of them, just as you would find fit. It's not a good idea, like I said, to be trying to flip this PC around. Otherwise, I might just end up, messing things. Guys, this is a decent PC. If you have questions regarding this PC, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Microphone, headphone, the Thunderbolt, a USB-C port on the one I'm offering, and that is it right there. If you take a look, that's the USB-C port right there, and you also have the possibility of a card reader. See, this is loaded serial ports. If you are still in the phase of things where a serial port is important to you, this is also something that you can actually take advantage of. The beautiful thing about this PC is, first of all, it's kind of really matte black. You see, very solidly built, solid materials. It is actually very cute to behold. This whole shape, this design, this front grill here that has these perforations, this top right here, everything just makes it looks very, very professional, very, very business-like. And sometimes this is what you want to do if you actually want to roll with the big boys. All right, this is something that you definitely want to consider. We do not have anybody on the stream right now, but of course I understand that people are going to join anytime soon, and if you are opportune to join while I am still live, go ahead, ask me a question. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is the kind of PC that you are looking for. To open this PC, it's not just enough for you to take out the side panel. All you have to do is to go ahead and unclip those 3 clips right there, and you have the option to, first of all, take out this front blend right here. I'm just going to carefully bring that out. Guys, this thing is simply decent. Take a look at it. It looks like really solid plastic, and if you are not told that this is a used PC, you might not know. But of course, this particular one right here has a lot of dust. It's not been cleaned. I'm definitely going to clean it if I have to put it on the hardware money shop. Before taking out this front blend, if you have this PC, please be careful, because sometimes these clips right here, I'm just going to show you, they could be broken while you are trying to take them out. And if you're not careful, if they are broken, it's not like you cannot still use the PC, but it's just not going to hold tightly, and you do not want, that to happen. All right. So when you have taken that off, all you have to do is to lift up this, this chassis right here, and then you have the opportunity to go into this PC. Guys, pardon me, my PC is looking not in the best condition. Cable management, everything is just so bad because, yes, it is what it is. Sometimes we, the sellers of particular PC, we do not tend to have the best kept PCs, because every now and then I tend to open this PC, want to take something from it, want to replace a particular part from it. Last time I did open this was that I removed the DVD writer on this PC, and because of that, everything just kind of seems like the way it is. But the beautiful thing is that you have everything you pretty much need. A PCIe 16 slot is right there for your graphic card. Like I said, for me, I do have an NVIDIA Quadro M4000 on this PC, and this is the reason why, we have the 4 display ports, the full, profile display port, not the mini display port. All right. I have a 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM installed on this particular one right here. Each module of the RAM sticks are 16 gigabytes, and right there is the power supply. Decent quality. I'm just trying to take a look. It says 80 plus platinum, and taking a look at the wattage, it's a 400 watts power supply. Pretty decent, able to push this graphic card and pretty much a lot of other graphic cards that you might want to consider installing on this PC. And right there, it's an NVMe, SSD right there. Guys, the beautiful thing about this PC is that you actually have the possibility to install 2 NVMe SSDs on this PC. I don't know if I covered this in the last video I made. I'm just going to take a look at this video. I don't know what I did. No, I kind of forgot what I did in this video, but take a look right here. That's the first NVMe slot. Sorry, I need to change the camera angle so you can see it. That's the first NVMe slot right there. And right here is the second NVMe slot. There is a lot. Not so many PCs have this option. Of course, the HP, I think the HP Z240, if I remember correctly, I'm not so sure now. I don't think it has the possibility for
producer has
two
used
NVMe slot. But this particular Lenovo ThinkStation P330, this is one PC that I have seen, a one workstation that I've seen, gives you the possibility for 2 NVMe SSDs. As if that's not enough, you also have the possibility to actually also install a 3.5 inch, 3.5 inch, what you call it, 3.5 inch HDD drive on this thing. Of course, you can use one of these NVMe slots for wireless LAN cards. This is something I kind of noticed. The other one is actually the 2280 slot or something like that. I'm not so sure. But of course, the description is right here. Everything that you need, you can actually, get right here. This is a decent PC. I'm taking a look at the back of it. It's the same thing. Good quality design. Nothing that you will see that will make you feel a little bit like off. Like, what kind of design is this? This is actually everything well done, well placed in where they're supposed to be. And this PC right here is actually going for a very, very good price. Of course, I tend to say that these PCs are going for cheap. Cheap is relative, but take a look at the internet. You compare the prices that people are selling their stuff, and you compare the, what this PC has to offer and the configurations of this PC, you can pretty much tell that this is actually going for a very, very good price. See, you want to take advantage of this, go to the hardware money shop where you can actually, lay your hands on this PC right now. I've taken a look at the internet myself. A lot of people have these PCs, but without a graphic card. But if you are getting this complete package, 9700K processor, depending on the SSD or the hard drive you want to, the SSD or the RAM combination that you want, you have the opportunity to have it. And as if that's not enough, you also have an NVIDIA Quadro P2000, graphic card thrown into the mix, or for whatever amount, the system is going to tell you. If you decide to buy it here, you can easily go there, specify the 2 gigabytes of DDR4. Let's say you want to do, you know, the 256 NVMe SSD, and you do not want a 3.5-inch HDD, it's not a problem. And then the operating system, let's say Windows 11, because Windows 10, truth be said, is actually being phased out right now gradually. First thing that's going away is the security support for Windows 10. You know, any moment from now, I think October to be precise, that's going to go away. And if that goes away, you are left with no other choice but to begin to migrate slowly to Windows 11. And this PC is going to enable you install Windows 11 without any problems. All right. When that goes out, and then if you decide, okay, I do not want to have a wireless LAN card, it's not a problem. Boom. You can actually see the price there for 413 euros, 51 cents. You get something decent, something beautiful sent to you. You know, if you live within Germany or you live in Europe, sent to you. You know, if you live outside of Germany, of course, you have to consider the shipping fee, which is, I mean, depends on where you live. But if you are in Germany and yes, you live here, you have the chance to get this thing delivered for free at no extra cost. Guys, this is something you want to consider. It's a decent PC going out for cheap. Consider it. We're in the age at time where it's so hard to get, you know, responsible PCs right now. People are looking for, you know, PCs, but they cannot get because either it's so expensive or it doesn't have all the all you would need to, you know, have a beautiful experience. I use this PC myself. I come in the morning, I switch it on, the PC boots quietly, doesn't make any noise. And with all the combinations I have a 2 terabyte of HDD drive right here. I have a 1 terabyte of NVMe SSD and a 64 gigabyte of, you know, DDR4 RAM. It gives me the power I need to edit my videos. And when I'm editing my videos, the worst thing I want to have is to have experience lag, because I use Premiere Pro and I do not want to have any form of lag on my videos. And on this PC, even if it's a 4K footage, it just gets things done the way it should. And for 400 and something euros to have all these combinations, and for a used PC, because if this PC was to be new, you want to get it for new, you're going to be thinking about something much more expensive. But for this kind of beautiful price you have the option right now, you know, to take advantage
put this
of this.
PC in place
I
to
wouldn't know
ensure
what
that
I
you
did
receive
here.
it
Like I said, this
in a
video
very
was made
responsible manner. So
like
I said, what
more
was I
like
saying?
a few months ago.
This person actually
Just
did
gonna
write
check.
to me wanting to know the
This
age
video
of
was
this
made
PC. Ladies
about
and gentlemen, this is
7
not a
months
new
ago.
PC.
It's
I'm not
amazing that
shy
7
to
months
talk
ago I
about
already
it, but
had,
then
you know,
this PC, I
his
can pretty
video.
much tell you for free that this
This
PC right
is
here
interesting.
can compete
But then,
favorably
guys, take
with
advantage
any
of
new
it.
PC that you
Visit
have
the
out
hardware
there
money
in the
shop.
market. You see,
You
people
will
tend to refer to
definitely,
this workstation.
you know, be
It goes
glad you
ahead
did.
to
What I
refer
did
to this
do, I
beautiful
think I
workstation
did
here
take out
as an
the NVIDIA
entry
Quadro graphic
level
card from this
workstation. Like I
PC right
said,
there.
it's
I'm
not
just trying
new,
to take a
but
look.
then it has a very
And on this
decent
particular one
Quadro
was,
card
I
in
think, a
it, which
Quadro
I am going to clean
620.
because I know that there's going to be somebody out there,
Yes,
even though I'm giving you
this is
reasons to
beautiful.
buy this PC.
It's amazing. This is one of the
Videos,
beautiful things
I
of,
am
you
going
know,
to make
making
sure I
videos. You know,
clean
7
that
months
so
ago,
that
I was
this
making
will
this video.
actually
Never
not
really
be
thought
a
that there was
distraction.
going to
Take a look
be
at
a
this
time I
PC.
was going to be coming
You
here
have
live
right
to show
here
you this
4
product.
slots for your
But then
DDR4 RAM.
now
This,
I
my
have the
friends,
opportunity to show
is
it to
what you
you.
should be
And
looking out for. There are
of
some new
course, you want
PCs
to also
out
do
there.
yourself a
You
great
do not
favor by
have this
clicking on this
kind
video.
of
I did
possibility
go
where you
into
still have
details,
4
you
RAM
know, talked
slots
about
to
this,
do any kind of
you
upgrade
know, the
that
specifications
you
of this
want to do. You
PC.
want to do 64
Also talked
gigabyte of
about the need
DDR4
for
RAM.
you to
This
consider something
PC
like
right
this
here
and why
is
this
not going to blink
PC
an eye. You're not
is
going to have
very
bottleneck in trying to
future
upgrade
proof.
this
And at this
PC.
time I made this
And on
video,
this
I really
PC
didn't
is
think
an
I even
Intel
knew that
9
Micro
Gen
Windows 10
Core
was,
i7
you know, actually
processor.
being phased out
I'm just going to
slowly,
show you so that
you know. But
you
I
don't
just
think
went
that hardware
ahead and
money,
said to you that,
why
look,
are you
if you are
just
looking
making
for
things
something
up?
that you
This
still
is not
can
a
use
Core
for a very
i7
long time,
PC, but where
something
was
that will
that
enable you
once
install
again?
Windows
This
10
is what it
or
says,
Windows
Intel
11.
Core i7 9 Gen. So this is exactly
That video
where
is
it
journey.
should actually be seen
Turn
rolling.
down the
Processor that is
background
fast
video.
enough for you
Oh,
to actually do a lot of
okay. I don't know what you mean. As clap. Okay, I'm just going to take back the background video. Is it better now? Anyway, thanks first of all for stopping by and thanks for the feedback. It's very possible that this video was drowning me out. So is it better now? S clap. If you can hear me, that would be great to know if it's much better, because I was just doing this really enough. Didn't know if Turn down the background video. Okay, I kind of muted it now. Was too loud. Just turn it down. Okay, I did. Thanks. All right, thanks Ed Clap for drawing my attention to that. The video has been muted now, and I think that the only audio you have is that coming from my microphone. Yeah, glad to have you around, Ed Clap. It'd be great to know where you are watching from, and if you have any question, please go ahead. Feel free to ask me. I was actually saying that this particular PC here, the Lenovo ThinkStation P330 is up for sale on the Hardware Money Shop. Not on the Hardware Money Shop because I still need to list it. I love your build. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is actually a pre-built PC. I just have them, for sale on the Hardware Money Shop. And if you go onto the Hardware Money Shop on eBay, you also have the opportunity to get it. This was a very good offer. This was the reason why I did bring it here. This is my personal PC. I do have two of these Lenovo ThinkStation P330. I have two of them, which I use for myself. But when I did receive some few of these on the Hardware Money Shop, I felt like, why not go ahead and talk about it? It comes with a Core i7-9700K processor, 32GB of DDR4 RAM, and you also have right here, the opportunity to choose what kind of SSD you want, what kind of, if you want the NVMe SSD 256, 518, 1TB, you have the option of choosing it. And if you want the PC to also come with a 1TB of HDD, you also have the option of choosing it right there. On my particular PC, I have right here 2TB of 3.5-inch HDD. Definitely a PC to consider. And if you want, the PC with a Windows 10 or Windows 11, you also have the opportunity to have it, as well as a wireless LAN card, which is directly inbuilt into this PC by way of a PCIe wireless LAN card. You can actually have a dual band depending on how I feel necessary. It's a beautiful offer. I felt like something to talk about because I understand that there might be a lot of people right now in the market. Windows 10 is gradually going away. They are thinking, okay, I think this is the best time for me to upgrade my PC. I feel like I have used my old PC for way too long. It's a little bit slower. I need something that has more power. I need something that can deliver me speed. Definitely, this thing is worth considering. The Hardware Money Shop, not only that we have the 9700K version of this PC, we also have, this bad boy right here. It's the 8700K version of this PC. I'm just going to go there. Perhaps I have to search for it. Just give me 1 minute. P330. All right, that's the 8700K, the 8700 i7 version of this PC. Both processors are decent. Both processors, are excellent. And on both, you actually have the opportunity to choose what kind of RAM sticks you want, what kind of hard drive you want, But once again, I also have just the 2GB. This is what we received. Sometimes we receive the 8GB version, the 16GB, but if I want to imagine that, look, for this price, I think it makes a lot of sense to just go with the 2GB so that you do not have to consider again, upgrading it further. You see, I have the 2GB on this PC right here, and on this is 64GB. They both work very, very good. I've never had to have problems with them. And even when I made this video right here, I wouldn't know what configuration this had. This was a long time ago. But then it's still very, very powerful. Yes, this is a workstation. It's meant for normal browsing and highlight gaming, I think. Yes, depending on the graphic card you want to put on this PC, you can actually use it, to play a lot of games. But the thing I focus on is this workstation for work, just for, office work, video editing, music editing and stuff like that. I use it for editing, and believe me, the 8700 processor on this PC has given me nothing but only good experience. Never had any problem. And if it were so, if I had problem with this PC, I would not come here to talk about it. I've used this just for solely, my YouTube side of things, editing my videos, uploading, streaming, I'm here for the feet. Thank you so much. I'm here for the feet. The tasteful thickness. Thank you for stopping by. What's the camera you are using? It looks good. I have a Sony ZV ZV-1. You know, it's an old camera, not like really super old, but I just kind of tweaked things a little bit up, and I mean, I have very good lighting here. Not the best, because sometimes I still see people's lighting setup, and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. I'm just still learning. You see, I'm kind of making a lot of mistakes here and there. I am very new to live streaming. Take a look at my channel here on Hardware Money. We have made a lot of videos. I don't know how many videos as of today. I'm just trying to go there. Hardware Money, view your channel. Let's see. All right, we have a lot of videos right here, about 987 videos. I mean, of course, a lot of these videos are short videos. I think I have about 600 shots, all shot with this camera right here. You need an OLED. That might be true. I think I also noticed that, you know, I'm going to take a look, EZ Clap. I'm going to take a look at what the OLED cost, because I'm trying to really make this, you know, something that will be sustainable, not just, I'm trying to build a setup where if I come in the morning, I just have to, you know, hit a button, my light comes up. Right now I have a very newer, I think that was newer. These were the things I bought pretty much like 2-3 years ago when I started YouTube. And I also have one light here by the side, and the fluorescent bulb are just up there. But these old lights, I kind of see like on TikTok, a lot of people tend to, you know, stream with that, or they make their live videos or even their TikTok videos using the old lights. I feel like I might not try it out to see, you know, how that goes. EZ Clap, if you could recommend me any of the old lights, something that you possibly have tried or you have very good experience in, that will be great. I'll really appreciate that. All right. See, we made a lot of videos already, but I think this Lenovo ThinkPad E30, I really never covered it so much, just one here. Take a look at in recent times, we never really talked about it. We have been going heavily on the laptops, you know, Lenovo ThinkPad, E14 Gen 3, Lenovo ThinkPad, you know, T480, T580, stuffs like that. You know, we have been going really hard on the iPad, actually, the iPad Air 5 Gen, you know, 5th Gen, the iPad 8 Gen 2020, this iPad Air, you know, 5th Gen 2022. We have been going pretty hard on this particular one, because this is one video here, another video here, because these PCs, they are actually, you know, selling very, very fast. This one right here, I can try to do a 360 view, but the rubber fit is kind of scratching my desk, and I really don't want that. And this one has some kind of dusty, never really cleaned it yet. It has a lot of signs of use, because it's my own personal PCs. You know, when we receive stuff like this, let me start again, perhaps this will be helpful to you, because OZ Clap, you really helped me with the audio, and thanks again for that. And you also gave me now a tip for a ring light. So I'm just going to do exactly what you want me to do. All right. So that's the, you know, the front of the PC. And this goes right here. Ideally, it should be something like that. And that's the back panel. Never really cleaned that. And because of that, there's really nothing to see. I will try to take this back in, so that at least you have a little impression of what it looks like, even though it's very, very dusty. This is what you stand to get. Ideally, there should be, you know, a DVD drive right there, but I tend to go into my PCs every now and again, sometimes depending on the customer's request, take out some stuff, you know, upgrade it every now and again. So what you actually do have is here, like a power button is right there. The ports are right there. Can't really see it, but I see the USB port. This is what a workstation looks like, right? This is a ThinkStation from, I mean, it's an entry-level workstation, I would say. Not so heavy, not the typical tower, giant tower workstations that we are all used to. This is kind of an entry-level, just like the Z230 from HP, but this is the P330 from Lenovo. These are all business workstations. You can use it for normal browsing, your office task, use it for light gaming, depending, once again, heavy office task, you know, for if you have dusty, like it works every year. This is actually under my desk, so I just wanted to bring it out. The ones on sale on the platform, they're actually boxed up, and I didn't want to start to go in there to, you know, unbox things. But then this is exactly what the PC looks like. a daily driver. This one I'm also streaming on is also exactly the same thing, a Lenovo Think, ThinkStation P330. It's a beautiful PC. The beautiful thing that you will notice about this PC is that it is very, very quiet, super quiet, that if you push it up, fire it up in the morning, you pretty much do not hear that the PC is working. The fans spinning, but not so loud, even when it has, a graphic card that also has a fan on it. All these things kind of work in harmony. I really don't know how the engineers did it, but they did an excellent job in making sure that this PC, comes out very quiet, very versatile, easy to open. If you want to upgrade any of the parts, it's a one-way process. You do not have to fight anything. Take out the side panel right there, go in, take out the front panel right there. You can go ahead and put your NVMe SSD, yes, very reliable workstation. It looks like, yes, it is very reliable. I've been using mine now for well over 8 months. I think the very first time I laid my hands on this workstation was when I made this video right here. See, this is like 6 months ago, but I think I got this PC like 7 months ago. Then we used it for some time, went ahead, made the video, and this PC has been, when I did it, I made this video, I changed to this PC. I felt like, you know what, I'm not going back to any other thing I used to have. I used to have also, a decent PC, but I felt like this was just so smart, quiet, a little bit faster, in my opinion. Of course, the processor is in a 700K, Intel Core i7, and even the 8700. This is the 8700 Intel Core i7. Everything was just exactly what I wanted. And the beautiful thing is that the sound on this system is also very, very amazing. It has an inbuilt speaker, very, very good quality sound, clear, loud enough that sometimes when I edit my videos, I do not even tend to use a headphone because I already get very good sound coming directly, from the PC. So guys, this is up for sale. After all said and done, what I'm trying to say is that if you go onto the Hardware Money shop right here, either on eBay, on YouTube, you have the opportunity to get this PC right now. PC is going for a very good price. You have the option to select what kind of the RAM you want, but at the moment I only have the 2GB of DDR4 RAM. You have the option to select also the kind of SSD you want. If you want the PC to have a HDD 3.5 inch mechanical drive, you have the option to select that. You have the option to select if you want the PC to have a wireless LAN card. And as if that's not enough, it will be delivered to you wherever you live in Germany for free. And if you live in Europe, of course, for a little shipping fee, the PC is going to come to you. Today, definitely, if I have time, I definitely need to go to the Hardware Money shop, hardwaremoney.de, and get this PC listed. We've also got some light PC here, like the HP Lightdesk 800G3. We've got some other PCs that will also be of interest to you, definitely. If you only go there, take a look, you should be able to find something that will definitely meets your interest. Or if you do not find anything that you feel like you need, definitely go ahead and write me in the comment section. Ask me what kind of PCs I have. We have a lot, but because of time challenge, sometimes we are not able to list everything on the Hardware Money shop. But on eBay, everything is pretty much automated. The PC comes into the warehouse, it goes directly onto eBay, which is the first point where we try to list our stuff. And whenever we have time, we kind of list it on the Hardware Money shop. But then that doesn't remove the fact that this PC right here is one beautiful PC. Perhaps you are in the market right now. Daily, I see the data on eBay all over. I see that people are daily shopping for a reliable workstation. Doesn't matter if you're a business, small business, you're a large business. Of course, the large business tends to go for new because the large organizations, the big companies, they go directly for new, and after about 2-3 years, they tend to retire these PCs, and these PCs come to the secondary market, just like this one right here. And even when these PCs come to the secondary market, we do not just push out, these used PCs like it is. We also have to go through, manually select them, bring out the best, and the ones that have, major signs of use, like this one right here, dusty. I want to keep it for myself, or I want to pull it up and sell it for parts. This is where you see that sometimes you go onto eBay, you see different parts of different machines, you know, the fans, the processors, the graphic card and stuff like that, the power supply. But the ones that are still looking very, very intact, very, very pristine, those ones goes directly to eBay as a complete PC just like this, or goes onto the hardware money shop where you can actually get to buy. That is the complete timeline. This is how the PC travels. So if you go ahead and order a PC on the internet and you receive it and you are satisfied with how the PC performs, this is exactly the timeline of how the PC travels. Once again, the big companies, they have a way of getting in touch with the big brands. They get these PCs directly, new branded conditions, and these companies take a look. They use this PC like every day, pretty much light usage, because sometimes you just get these PCs only opening emails, you know, sending memos in the offices, working on Slack and stuff like that. So when these PCs come out of the organizations, they are still looking in the very, very best condition. I kind of surprised sometimes people kind of feel like used PCs should not be a room tour. Yes, that will be left for some other time because of so many things right here that we cannot just show like that easily on public, you know. But then at some time, I'm still gonna do a room tour. I show you the kind of pieces we have, you know, show you our work area. But if you go onto my, you know, hardware flipper channel, that is where I really do a lot of stuff with these PCs, like packing them, you know, showing you what I've sold, showing you what is sold for, showing you the challenges that I face, you know, selling this product, telling you what customers are saying. Like a customer a few days ago reached out to me and said one of the PC that was sent to him came with a defective DVD, you know, drive. So stuff like this, I tend to show on the hardware flipper channel. You can search it out on YouTube. Of course, there's a lot to see right there. It also gives you an impression what people are buying. Right now, a lot of people are buying this tablet right now, this iPad 8 Gen. I do not know, perhaps because kids are going back to school. And because of that, a lot of people are looking for something cheap, looking for something not so expensive, but also something very, very versatile. The iPad 8 Gen 2020, 120 gigabyte space gray. This is one iPad that I can also recommend if you are saying, look, I'm not into workstations right now. I just need something I can hold on my hands and use while I am in the train, you know, something like that. Hardware Flipper is the channel name. I'm just gonna type it here. I don't know. I'm new to EZ Clap. I guess you are more experienced than me when it comes to YouTube streaming or stuff like that. Am I allowed to share a link on my live stream? I think so. Shouldn't be a problem to share a link. So I'm just gonna grab the link of my Hardware Flipper channel and kind of link it here so that just give me 1 minute. Hardware Flipper. How do I get, okay, your channel? I'm just going to grab the link so that you can actually have it and go direct. But if you also share the link, okay, I think it's possible to share links. All right, if you click on the link, it takes you directly to the Hardware Flipper channel where you can be subscribed. Of course, on this channel, I just simply tell you what I've sold, what people are buying, the challenges. I even show you how these items are being shipped out. You know, I kind of sell on eBay, on my websites, and all over the place as long as there's good traffic. This is what I do on this channel. And yes, there you can really get a lot of action. But on this channel, the Hardware Money, I'm just going to show you what is a good offer, what I have for sale. I'm going to upgrade this PC, show you how you can upgrade them yourself, you know, teach you a lot of stuff, troubleshooting stuffs. You know, Windows 11 now, a lot of people might want to, you know, install Windows 11 only to realize that their hardware doesn't support it. And there's a workaround to that. I kind of also show you here on this channel. You know, if you go onto my YouTube channel here, there are a lot of videos. I pretty much think I have covered everything that needs to be covered with this, office PCs, you know, pre-built PCs. We covered, you know, Fujitsu Exprimo D7010. This is also one bad boy PC. The, HP Z420. I will warn you, this PC is very heavy. You know, the Lenovo ThinkPad T480, which is one PC that kind of did the magic on this channel. I was posting videos for so long and wasn't going anywhere until one day I decided to post Lenovo ThinkPad T480 video. Boom, channel exploded. And ever since, the channel hasn't looked back. You know, we also do restorations like old PCs, try to put them back together and see how, you know, they can work. That was a restoration video, kind of did very well 2 years ago. That also right here was a Lenovo a Fujitsu Exprimo, if I remember, a P710. You know, it's interesting. This monitor right here was actually covered with bed poops, and it's fun to know that yes, the PC was able to be, the monitor was still able to be cleaned, and it was brought back to life, and everything kind of worked very well. So right here, we have a lot of stuff here, a lot of videos. You know, this monitor right here, this was also one bad boy monitor. As a matter of fact, I do have this curved monitor. If you are looking for a curved monitor, this is something you might want to consider. I have used it. Solid design. It's a Dell P33021W. I checked online and I saw that not so many people were selling these monitors, but I wouldn't know why. Decent, you know, ultra wide QHD, or what you call it. I'm just going to go there. I don't know. I don't want to, that's not the idea of this video, but then that was one bad boy, you know, monitor. It's right here. If you can quickly take a look. Yes. Can quickly just take a look at that. And right here is being sold as an all-in-one set. That's not what I wanted to check out. I'm just gonna yes, that's the monitor right here. Boom. Dell S3422W, you know, 34-inch curved monitor. This is huge, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is super, super, you know, huge. I'm using it right now, and it gives me, you know, a large, very large screen real estate. It's more like I have two monitors right here, but the beautiful thing is that it's one monitor. You don't have to continue to drag your mouse and, you know, think, where's my mouse? I can't find it. You know, it's a curved monitor, 3440, 1440 QHD wide, ultra wide display, core from Dell. All right, that's not the focus of this video. Like I said, what we're taking a look at is this PC right here. I'm from the US. In what currency? Normally the offers should be in euros, but I think if you also shop through the YouTube, my shop on YouTube, you have the option to specify the currency in dollars, you know, but this is something I still have to check because, like I said, I'm focusing a lot on the eBay shop because everything is pretty much set up on eBay. But on my own shop, which is the hardwaremoney.de, I have to manually list these items. I have to manually set the price, and I have to manually set the shipping conditions and stuff like that. And sometimes it takes so much time. But on eBay, everything's automatic. It goes there, and you have the option to just buy it. But I think if you go onto ebay.com, let me just go there. I kind of feel like ebay.com, you could also get this PC already directly in the US, because if you were to buy from Germany and get it shipped over to the US, I don't know, it might be a lot of logistics in terms of shipping costs. And right now, I'm also aware there's an executive order, you know. At the moment, the major shipping companies, I still need to confirm this information, are not actually taking packets to the US. You know, a long time ago, you could ship items like this for pretty much free without having to pay any, you know, what you call it? We call it toll here. You don't have to pay any, like a tariff when you receive items coming from Europe. But right now, there's going to be, you know, tax. Is it a tax? I'm struggling with this word. We call it toll here. Custom duty, you know, a duty fee. If you ship any packet from Germany, in fact, from Europe to the US, there is a charge, and that charge is yet to be set. And because of that, the shipping companies are just waiting so as not to have, so as to avoid a form of chaos, not like items will arrive and then, you know, sellers or the sender need to now, you know, fight with an additional fee that wasn't specified at the point of shipping. So right now, the shipping companies, I received an email from DHL that look, they are putting on hold. They are putting a hold on, you know, shipping packets to the US right now. So that might be something to consider. But when I'm going to man, it's amazing because I have to switch between eBay, YouTube, websites, in my head. And sometimes I just tend to mix up everything. Right now, I'm going to ebay.com, which is eBay in the US. I'm just checking Lenovo ThinkStation P330. Let me see if people, of course, a lot of people have these PCs, $762. Whoa, and that's even coming from Europe, The small form factor PC, they have it pretty much in the US for $249. But the small form factor, I wouldn't recommend this because this is supposed to be, a PC that you should take absolute. Thank you so much, EZ Club. I'm just doing my best to pass the information to you while also trying to show you the stuff I have. All right, in the US country version of ebay.com, you have this small form factor PC, the i7-2700 for €249. Look, if I want to buy this PC as much as this price, given the fact that this PC is so solid, I would prefer to just have the micro tower form of this PC. This is not a giant, super giant tower. It's not a PC that when you hold on, you'll be so scared. See, I can raise it with my two hands just like that. There are some tower PCs that are so hard to raise up. If you want to buy this PC, I would prefer that you get the tower version because then you can put a full profile graphic card that comes with all the power that you need. Of course, the small form factor PC, also something to consider if you do not have space for the full profile. I see that very few people are saying, no, this PC, the tower version of this is not actually coming from the US. All right. Okay. Now I see somebody selling the 8700 P330, for about up to $1,799, man. I don't know how it converts, but buyer also has the option for 2 gigabytes and 1 terabyte PCIe SSD, stuff like that. Yes, it's kind of set up properly. Base price $599. And yes, if you live in the US and you tend to buy stuff like this from Germany, because I live in Germany, it might not be the best. Decision because first of all, you have to consider the length of time the item is going to travel, and you also have to consider the shipping cost, which at the end of the day might amount to quite a lot, but if you have somebody selling it locally, you might want to consider that, because if you buy pieces like this and something doesn't seem to work right, then you can easily send it back. But if you live in the US and want to try to send back a piece to Germany, it's just going to be, a lot of hassle. All right, we're going to leave this stream here. Makes sense, right? Thanks. You see, we're going to leave this stream here, but do me a favor, go ahead and be subscribed to the channel. Click on the like button. Take a look at the catalog of videos we have on the Hardware Money YouTube channel. There are a lot of interesting videos right there to see. The iPad Air video is also very interesting. The iPad 8 Gen video also very interesting, because I felt like there were so many parents look like under stress right now because they want to get something decent for the kids, but they do not want to make the big purchase buying the iPad Pro. And the iPad 8 Gen might be something you want to consider. A little bit older, but does the job. And if you are saying to yourself, I still can increase the budget to buy my son or my daughter, a very nice, responsible tablet, then the iPad Air 8 Gen 2022 is something that also might be of interest. Of course, these are beautiful videos that you can actually go ahead and take a look at on the Hardware Money. I tend to want to say Hardware Money Shop. No, on the Hardware Money channel on YouTube. Be subscribed and share the stream if you can. Until I see you again in the next one. Peace.